Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, last week, today is Monday, Labor Day, so the market's closed today, so doing my recaps late. Last week, I had 9 wins, 1 loss for a win rate of 90%, so I'm very, very happy about that. Kind of a slow week, to be honest. Didn't really take that many trades, but it is what it is. So I'll just get into it now. On the trade ideas on Monday, the 25th, I said SPY puts at the 643, which is right down here, and SPY just chopped until 11 o'clock. Then it took off, but the problem was it just was it faked out all morning long, and when it did finally make a move, you just didn't trust it. I mean, it broke out here, then it got shut down, it came back up, looked like it was going to break out here, then it got shut down, it came back down. So when it did break out, I mean, it just, to me, it felt too sketchy. I didn't really like it. It was and the pop was minimal. It wasn't even that much. I mean, pop was 50 cents. It wasn't really too much, and it was just a slow grind up from there and a slow grind down, and nothing really happened until the last 2 minutes of the day. And I at some point I just said, okay, I'm not trading this at all today. I think it was one of the first days I've ever played the market where I didn't trade. I think there might have been one other day, but to the best of my knowledge, I think that's the only day I did not trade. I did not like the action. I do not like slow grinds, because most of the time when you have a slow grind, you only have 1 or 2 moves of the day, and you're basically sitting there watching paint dry, and I hate that. I got better things to do than sit there and watch nothing. I want fast moves. I want some volatility. If you're gonna have a strong move up, I mean, give me some pullbacks to work with, but straight up moves and slow grinds, I do not like them. So with that said, Monday obviously didn't trade. Tuesday traded his room. I said SPY puts under 641, which is down here. This was better action. I took puts at 947 right here. First 2-minute candles green. As soon as it broke new lower day, that's when I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 64.25 puts at 610, and they went from 610 to 850. So I'm not going to complain about that. Then it broke high a day. I didn't take calls here. I probably could have, but I just didn't. For some reason, I just didn't trust it. And the red candles have been getting bought very, very aggressively. So when it pulled back right here, it popped, and it pulled back here again. So this white dashed line is VWAP. As soon as it got it dipped to VWAP, I grabbed the 64.45 calls at $6, and of course it dipped a little bit, but I was willing to take the chance and average down. So I initially got them at $6. I added at 4, making my new average 5. Then it chopped a little bit around VWAP, then it finally went. So they went from $5 to $7.80. So ended up being a pretty good move. Just had to be patient with it. Then I took Tesla puts. Tesla got me, what day was it? This 26 right here. I got Tesla puts at, oh yeah, I remember this, at 11:37, which is this candle right here. I've been eyeing puts since right here, and it just chopped and chopped. Didn't make new lower day. Then all of a sudden we had this nasty red candle, and I didn't chase it. I waited for it to pull back. Pull back, but I mean, yeah, pull back a little bit, but retrace a little bit, get back up above lower day, and that's when I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 345 puts at 650, and it chopped a little bit. It looked like it was finally going to drop, then it popped, and I stopped out. So very, very annoyed with that. I don't know what the hell that candle was in the beginning. I thought it was a news candle. This looks like a news candle, and of course it's planes out today. Sorry about the plane noise. I don't know why. It's just a lot of planes in the area today. My window's wide open because it's actually nice for once. But yeah, when it made new low day, I waited for the retracement. I thought this was a news candle, something happening. So I bought the retracement and chopped and popped, and I stopped out. So I probably should not have played that, but you know, I get why I did. But yeah, whatever. Then trade day is on Wednesday, the 27th. I said SPY puts under 644, which is rate 644. I think I just averaged down for the nearest dollar. First 70 candles green. I waited. I did take puts at 1045, which is right here. Yeah, right here in this candle. Get this massive pop. You get this FU candle right here a little bit. I was looking at that, but I was not looking at calls though. Because for some reason I didn't think we were going to get over the 640. Oh, this was all-time high. Okay. This was all-time high right here. When it failed to make a new all-time high and came back down, that's when I decided to grab it underneath 646. The 64.75 puts at 710, and then went from 710 to 810 on that play right there. And then I took puts again at 1122. I just didn't feel like the slow grind making new all-time high. This is what I mean, the slow grind. You can't really do anything with this. Even if you get calls, it grinds up just a tiny bit, then pulls back, grinds up a tiny bit, pulls back, grinds up a tiny bit, pulls back. Theta is just going to destroy it. Even though you get the direction right, the slow moves, just nothing really happens. So it was either wait for a short opportunity because we're at all-time highs, or just wait it out. But we did get a short opportunity at 1222, which is right here. As soon as it got back on the 646 again, I grabbed 64.75 puts at 520, and they went from 520 to 950 on that play right there. So that ended up being a really good play. Now on to Thursday the 28th. Traded his room. I said SPY calls over 648, which is up here, a pre-market high. I mean, why not? Why not make a new high a day? It just keeps happening every single day. At 946, I took puts. Right when I broke lower day, it failed to break. Well, it could get over 648, but it just got shut down aggressively fast. So when it made new lower day on the next 10-minute candle, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 64.70 puts at 650, and they went from 650 to 1350 on that play right there. So that ended up being a really, really good play. Then I took calls at 1122, which is right here on the pullback. I got them at, I got the 64.85 calls at 680 in this pullback. I'm not quite sure where. I think I got it at VWAP because I ended up adding to this. So I got it at 680, and I think when it pulled back more down to the 200 EMA, which is this purple line, I added more at 550, making my new average 630, and they went from 630 to $11 now. I was just, all the dips are just getting bought. I mean, this dropped a little bit, but eventually got bought, and it dipped, got bought, dip, got bought. I mean, it's been like this almost all week long. They've been aggressively buying the dips, and yeah, see, all week long they've been buying the dips. So I mean, when it dipped hard right here, I I grabbed calls and I told the room I wasn't stopping out because they're going to eventually buy the dip because that's all they seem to do. And I know it's such a terrible thesis to blindly buy the dip, but I mean, I'm not buying the dips in certain places, so I'm not really blindly buying them. But I mean, that's just been the trend lately is that the trend is obviously up. They're aggressively buying the dips. So I'm just gonna buy the dips because it's when you try to buy the breakout, they break you out and fake you out when you buy the breakout. So the only alternative is to buy the dip and hope they don't flush it on you, which I'm sure they will because the market loves to condition people to buy the dip then flush it. But there was a post last week or something, I don't remember when it was, just recently about there's more ETFs and stocks being traded and zero days till expiration, and all the ETFs have pretty much broken the stock market. So that could be a main reason why the market just keeps going up and up and up, because so many people just blindly buy the dip that it's overpowering the institutions. Possibly, I don't know. I could be just um, talking out my ass. I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of like GameStop. You know, you got all these people, the market makers and the hedge funds that usually control the market, just get overwhelmed with retail. And now that almost everyone and their mother is trading now, they just everyone's buying the dip, and that's probably what's just breaking the market. I mean, I don't know if that's if I'm accurate or not, but it's what it sure feels like. Oh, I still got another trade to go. I was looking ahead. Then I took, what, not puts. I took calls at 12:35, which is 12:35. I bought this dip right here too. Right when they pull back a little, I bought this dip. I bought the 64.90 calls at 7:10, and they went from 7:10 to $10 on that. So that ended up being a pretty good play. So then now Friday, they just dumped on everybody. So traded his room on Friday, the 29th. I said SPY puts on the 647, which is right here. First 2-minute candle was red as soon as it broke below the lower day. On the 10-minute candle, they've been breaking down really well this past week, even though they've been buying the dips. But the first 30 minutes of the day, except minus Monday, they break lower day. It usually dumps, so it's been pretty good with that. I'm not going to complain. Usually I ignore the ORB, the open range breakdown on the beginning of the day. Not in the challenge play. The challenge plays get different rules because I do have an open range breakout, breakdown, challenge play going. It's different. It's slightly variated from the one I'm actually doing here. This one, as soon as it breaks the lower day, after the 10 minutes formed, I take it. I don't wait for retests. I don't wait for ranges or anything like that. I just go for it, guns blazing. So it's a different variation or ORB, but usually they used to be so good for a long time. Then they stopped and started getting choppy, and they've been pretty good lately. So yeah, as soon as it made new lower day, I grabbed the 64.70 puts at $7, and they went from $7 to $14 plus on that dump. So that ended up being a really good play. Then it popped up, trying to get the view up, didn't. Then it had this massive aggressive red candle. As soon as it broke the bodies of these three candles right here, which is rated 644, as soon as it broke 644, I took puts. I took the 64.40 puts at 650, and they went from 650 to 1040, and that's all I took. And I'm glad I did because this was very choppy. I did take a couple play or two in my IRA and Quest account, and I got chopped out of them. So I didn't play anymore on my main account. So I tried to get something out of these, but I just couldn't get it. But yeah, it was just choppy right here. I'm glad I didn't take any more on my main account because it looked like it was going to break down here. Made a higher low. It looked like it was going to get the VWAP, and once it got the VWAP, it was going to pop. and then it looked like it was going to dump because it didn't burst through VWAP and came back down. I was like, okay, maybe it's going to flush, and it didn't flush. Came back up to VWAP, and I was like, okay, it's going to rip through, because usually when you have these massive down, well, it's not massive, it's only like a $4 down day, but when you have a down day like this and SPY gets back to VWAP, it loves to aggressively rip right through it. And I thought for sure it was going to do it here. I thought for sure it was going to do it here, and it didn't. And because it didn't do it here, I thought it was going to flush here. And it was just like they were messing with both sides right here, and it was just, it was stupid. It was crazy, but yeah, that was the week. Main account did really well. Not going to complain about that. Um, so if you want to know what I'm doing or stuff like that, you can find it in the room. If you're not in the room already, you can definitely join and be a part of this, unless you're like keep losing. You know, people like to keep losing and not change. It's the definition of insanity, where they just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. If you want different results, you got to do something different. And I've got a track record. I have a very, very strong track record. I've been doing this for a long time. I've had the room for 5+ years, and my win rate's been like phenomenal. And I've had to change my trading style so many times to adjust the market. I've had to make so many tweaks and changes over the years. If you've been in the room with me since the beginning, you've probably seen these changes. And you know, you got to adapt. The market is always evolving and changing. And the market makers, all these videos you watch on YouTube, all these videos you watch, all books you read about trading, all these patterns and all these things like that, the market makers look at those books, watch these videos, and they take those patterns and those techniques and they twist it to trap you. The more popular the technique, the strategy is, or the pattern is, the more they're going to use that pattern to trick you and take your money. Now, remember, the stock market is not there to make you money. It's there to take your money. And you got to not let the market makers and the hedge funds take your money, because they're going to trick you and trap you and steal your money, because that's the name of the game, is to take retail's money. So you need to adjust and tweak so you can stay ahead of the game and play long term. Sometimes overthinking can be bad. Simplicity is the best. But yeah, just it's tough. Anyways, I'm just gonna call it for the recap, and thanks for watching.